Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fishing with Matt channel. So today we are fishing into the Langstone channel with our good friend South Coast Angler, and we're going to be going for smooth hounds, going for bass, maybe pick up some mackerel. We're going to bring some feathers out and you never know, ray, who knows. So yeah, I'm going to show you what rigs we got on, show you the weights obviously, get some feathers out later on and hopefully get into some amazing fish today. So our good friend South Coast Angler heard a little bit of information about this spot and he wanted to give it a go. So we came down here, I think it was maybe last night, the day before, and we gave it a go. And Dan caught a little smooth anaconda, and then Reese, dyslexic angler, he caught a 36cm bass. So yeah, this spot's definitely got some merit. It's sort of like Sandy Point on the opposite side of Hayling Island, except we're fishing into Langstone Harbour and not Chichester Harbour. But yeah, this is going to be some deep water, so there's potential for some decent fish. Here we go then, so we've got both the rods set up. We've got the Pen Mag mixed ground rod with the 525 reel, very nice. And then we've got the Penrath Surfcast 2 reel with a Pen Tidal XT 8000 reel. Now I'm not sponsored by Pen, but for some reason I've just got a bit of a soft spot for their gear. But yeah, here we go, these are the baits, well, rigs we're going to be using for the time being. So we have got a C8 dongle rig. I've never used a dongle rig before. We've got a 3.0 circle hook there, and then we've got a 6-ounce gripper lead there. And then on the other one, we've got a standard pulley rig, C8 pulley rig with a little sequin on there. And that has got a 2.0 on. For baits today, me and Dan, it was 2 days ago, or at least 1 day and a night ago. Me and Dan went and collected some crabs. We've got some soft shells in here, got a couple of peelers and a couple of hardbacks. These feisty looking ones are probably the hardbacks. We've also got some squid with us, some lovely Sam squid there. And I've got some little bit freezer burnt prawns there. So yeah, pretty cool. We'll get this baited up and we'll get it cast out. Right then, so our first bait, we have got a really nice big soft shell crab here, and I've got my bait mate tool, and this is a really awesome tool for making really compact and good looking baits. So yeah, what I've done is I've put the crab on there, I've whipped him up. He was unfortunately deceased, but that shouldn't matter because he's been whipped up into a sausage like that. So yeah, we're gonna go get this one on the dongle rig, so I'm gonna show you guys how that will look. So this will be the first time that I'm using a dongle rig, and there's probably better ways of rigging up your bait, or maybe even a better looking way. But from my understanding, what I want to be doing is hooking the bait at the top end of it. So it's going to get it hooked in there, nice bit of juice sprayed out. And then you want to pull the string down and whip it down like that. So you've got a little bit of the bait on the hook, and the rest is dangling down. And you just whip it onto the little bit of string or line, whatever you have, dangling down there. And it's a bit of a different bait presentation. We'll give it a go and see if this rig works. Here we are. So Craig has designed these rigs beautifully. So you've got a little metal clip down the bottom down there to connect to the tri-clip weight. So yeah, we've got a nice little sausage crab bait right there, soft shell. That is a perfect bait for a bass and a smooth hound. As you can see, the bait's all smushed up, so that juice will be flowing out everywhere. So yeah, let's get this cast out and fingers crossed get into a fish. So we have got down here at just before 10 o'clock, it's probably about quarter to 10 now, sorry. And low tide was about 20 to 10. So tide is starting to come in now. We are on a 25% spring neap tide, I think Dan said. So there shouldn't be a huge amount of tide run. Yeah, you don't need to cast out very far down here, as our good friend Dangler said. So yeah, we're gonna go for our first cast. Not gonna launch it out, just gonna give it a 50% chuck. We're going to let a little bit of line out as well once it hits in the water, and hopefully we'll have a nice cast. It's not over Dan. Woo! Like, who are you, was it? I forgot about that. Are you holding bottom? So we've got our first bait out, and now we're going to get a prawn bait on the go. So for these, what I do is I normally take off the tail. To be fair, these don't look too bad. They're still soft and juicy, even though they've got a little bit of freezer burn on them. And then you gently, people have been asking about this before, how you bait up a prawn. Dan's one of the best channels for smooth hound hunting, especially in the local area. So do obviously check his channel out. He's the boy. You all know, South Coast Angler. But yeah, what you want to do is gently peel the side of the head off here, as you can see, just the shell, and you should expose the skull there, and that is full of juice. Now, as these are still frozen, there'll be plenty of juice in these, So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this as a 2 bait sort of thing. So I'm going to cut in half, go whip it onto the pulley hook, and get that chucked out as well. Here we go then. So we have got our bait on the pulley rig. So that is the squid head, and we have whipped that on nicely there. It's going to get that clipped down and chucked out. So there is a little bit of tide pull, it seems. That other rod has moved a little bit from where we first cast it. So yeah, going to get this clipped down. Not going to chuck this one as far as we have a little bit of a smaller weight on here. But yeah, it should be pretty decent as it is a channel between the start of the harbour and the mouth of the harbour, obviously. So yeah, let's give it a little chucky outy and see if we can catch a fish. Only a little ping there, about 8 metres out or so. All we're going to do, wash these rods, and then I'm going to get that third rod set up now. I'm going to chuck out some mackerel feathers, see if we can get some fresh bait. Wouldn't that just be perfect? Right, and we've just set up the other 14-foot rod that I've got with me today, and we put a line of 7 sabiki size 2, something like that, hooks, probably even smaller than that, probably size 4s. And I've got a little bit of what looks like tissue paper, I don't know, something like that, and some shiny stuff. Got a 6-ounce lead. Gonna blast that out into the channel and let it sink, and then reel it in slowly or quickly. We shall see. See if we can get some fresh bait today. That'd be pretty cool. Just done our first bait change on the crab dongle rig, and as you can see, it is pretty smashed up. We've also got a load of this weed coming through, so I'm not sure if that's mayrot or if that's just some sort of kelp. But yeah, it's not kelping. Not kelping matters. So yeah, I'm going to get a peeler crab bait, something like that, or another soft shell crab bait on. Get it chucked out, and happy days, eh? So before I show you guys the next bait, which is here, and he's biting me, I'm going to take his pincers off. Oh, here we go. Going to take his pincers off, but this one here is a peeler crab, they're called. And you find these on the shore below other crabs. And what you want to look for when looking for a peeler crab is if you take... And what you want to look for when you are finding the peeler crabs, as I said, is a big crab on top of one. And then if you take one of the legs off on the end, just gently, then out should come out the leg like that, and you know it's a peeler crab. So yeah, with these ones, what you want to do is take the back shell off here, and then you can take the top shell off, and you have a nice bait you can whip on. See how we're going to do that next. So yeah, it's a little bit mean, but that's the beauty of the peeler crab. As you can see, you take the shell off, and there is another soft crab looking shell underneath. So you're going to get that whipped on, my friends. Here is the prawn head bait. So it is still on there, but it has been mushed up. So probably some like crabs have had a little go on that. So you're going to put the tail section on this time, and we'll give that a go. Well, something out there must be hungry, because that bait has been completely obliterated, the old peeler. We're going to try a whole squid next and give that a go. Yeah, we have been keeping an eye on the rods, and I haven't even seen a bite, so could be crabs cannibalising other crabs. So yeah, whole squid on the dongle rig next. Let's send it out. I guess I'll quickly show you guys how we are going to bait this up. So what I'm doing is I am nicking just the top of the squid. This is going to be a big bait, but why not? We'll give it a go. So yeah, nick the top of the squid in. Just like that, so it's hanging, and obviously you've got the little bit of string there. Could be mono, not mono, could be a braid if you want to use that. This does look like some sort of string. So yeah, we are going to just tie it on, whip it on nicely like that, and it should clip down as well still. And we'll have a massive whole squid bait. We're just going to see if we can tempt anything out with this. Reckon that's not too bad of a shout, eh? Especially on the old dongle rig. So yeah, I'm going to get that all strapped on nicely. Get that thrown out. We are going to blast it out this time. I think we've got a just over 6-ounce lead here. So yeah, whole squid on the dongle rig. I'll blast it out, see if we can hold bottom out there. Fingers crossed, it'll just find a little bit of a spot where it will sit up. Maybe get us into a big fish in the channel. What I'm expecting it to do is just start running down there for a while, but yeah, as long as it finds a little spot, we should be good to go. So I've just done a bait change on both rods, and surprisingly that entire whole squid in about 15 minutes had completely disappeared. No trace at all on the hook or on the dongle part. So I've just put a whole prawn out on the dongle, and that's close in. And then the other one was a peeler crab bait, and that was gone as well. So yeah, just put another hardback crab out there. So these are close in baits, we're keeping an eye on it. Me and Dan were playing a bit of a throw the stone at something else sort of game, just to try pass the hours, have a little bit more fun. Actually, that's another thing. Dan's had 2 spider crabs so far, and that's the only things that have been pulled in. He had them back to back. So yeah, there's obviously spider crabs out there stripping baits, which is unfortunate. Yeah, as always, hoping to show you guys the fish. We're going to be here for a little bit longer, and I'm probably going to reckon go to the pub, something like that. For lunch, you never know. We're giving it our best shot, everybody. Right, friends, I was just chilling, Dan just pulled in a spider crab, and suddenly my rod just bent over. So I don't know what we've got. What we got? Is it smooth hound? Oh, it's a nice bass. Oh, Dan, mate. Oh, yes! That's what we're here for. Yes! Let's go. That is probably about a 3.5 pound bass. Look at that. Yes, on the double peeler crab on the sea weighty rig. We're taking that bass home. Don't you worry about dropping it. I'm taking that home. That is what we're here for. That was close in. I've been losing faith. I've just been sitting on my phone chilling. Saw the rod bend over. Shame I didn't have my GoPro on, to be fair. But look at that. We got a cracking bass. Let's go. Woo! Get the product in shot, baby. Let's go. Nice. I am buzzing. So yeah, that was on the Sea Weights pulley rig with a 2.0, and we got that bass nicely in the lip right there, right on the side. So yeah, we're going to get him unhooked, going to get some pictures. We're going to get him weighed, and we're going to take him home for dinner. Sweet as a nut. Look at that. What an absolute beauty. I've been waiting for a while for a decent bass. I think obviously I had the one from Southampton Water in the river itching. But yeah, will this push 4 pound? I'm not quite sure. I reckon it is a 3 pounder. But interestingly enough, he's got someone else's line in him. So yeah, looks like he's been deep hooked and someone snapped off and lost him. But not today, I've got him. So yeah, we're gonna give him away. Happy days, I caught a lovely bass. Sweet as a nut. Right then, as always, no funny business. We got the scale there on 0.0. If I pan down, we've got the bass in a bag here, literally just a bag, nothing else in there. I know some people get upset about people doing this, that and the other, but yeah, we're not about that on this channel. So, just gonna get it resets. Going down for some reason. There you go, on 0.0. What we got? I reckon it's just over 3. Stop wiggling, stop wiggling. 3.6, so he is not my PB bass. I think that was a 3.8, but still, that is an absolute unit of a fish, and I'm definitely be coming home with me. So we'll give him a measure. But lovely job, look at that, sweet as a nut. Nice bass. And I guess while we're here as well, oh, you silly bass, he flopped off. He's yeah, he's been dispatched, but there's still a bit of nerves going on, that sort of thing. Nothing you can do to help that. But yeah, let's get a length on this bad boy. I've already seen what it was. But he flapped off, of course he would. Right, so we've got him nicely on there. We had it about 54 when I had it on there. It's not quite flat ground. But yeah, 54, we'll give it 54, go on for the boys. For the 54 for the boys, happy days. £3.6 and a 54cm bass there, everybody. See, I was sitting down chilling. I lost faith in the fishing, to be fair. But I saw the rod bend over. Just kept on bending and bending. And that was literally, the shore is there, and I cast about there, literally 5 meters off the shore. So yeah, go do that again. We've got a hardback crab and one of the peelers on there. So we'll give it a go again, maybe we'll get another one. Happy days though. So with that fish coming on, I think it would be rude to not put the GoPro back on my head and look a bit silly. Don't tell Craig, I did launch out the dongle rig with a 7-ounce lead. It wasn't a Sea Weights lead, luckily, but I launched it out because Dan did it as well, and that unfortunately got snagged. So yeah, we've changed up to another pulley rig. So we've got 2 pulley rigs with 2.0 hooks, I believe. They are both going over that way in that little creaky area there. Looks pretty cool. We'll go show you in a second. But yeah, it looks pretty good down there. But yeah, crab baits now. These are soft shell crabs, so perfect bait. Can we get another one? Will Dan get one? We shall see. It's happy days though. So as you may be able to see from the line, we've got one that is coming down just out here, and then there is one a little bit further out, probably about there. So yeah, one's about there, and there is this nice little spot over here. As you can see, the water is pretty clear. A little bit of murk to it, but I reckon that will do us for the better. Yeah, it looks pretty cool around here. There's a bit of a incline around here, so the water wraps around, and that's why I cast around here. It's a bit deeper, and there's just features around here as well. So yeah, happy days. Right then, everybody, there we go then. So yeah, that's the session ended. We started at 10:15. I just looked, and I think it's about 1:30 now. It's nothing to do with the tide picking up or anything like that. I think, you know, there's a little bit of tide coming in, but that's the only bite we had between us, basically. Dan had 3 spider crabs in the end, and unfortunately snapped off at the end, so that's sort of why we're packing up. But yeah, coolio beanios. It's a bit of a short and sweet session there, especially on the video side. Only catching 1 fish and having 1 bite, but I'm over the moon with it, to be honest. I reckon I'm going to do something fancy, hopefully, if I can, you know, what's the word? If I have the will to live, basically, I'll try and do a fancy catch and cook. Maybe bring out my uni pizza oven and do it in there. So yeah, we shall see. It'd be nice to be out in the sun and do a barbecue, that sort of thing. Bit of barbecue bass. Happy days. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody, for watching. And fingers crossed, if I can get it on the go, we'll do a catch and cook. So sweet as a nut. Here we go then. Another ending to a lovely video down the pub with a boy, just down the road from our fishing spot. Go on, Dangler.